How's it going, everyone? Nick here, and welcome back to the channel. I'm sure you have heard of the $3 trillion stimulus package that was just proposed today in the House, and it's being called the HEROES Act. Now, this new stimulus package is kind of like a second CARES Act. It basically has a bunch of money set aside for small businesses, state and local governments, and more importantly, a second stimulus check. Now, if you want to learn more about the HEROES Act, I actually made a video about it yesterday, so I'll put a link down below in the description to that. So in that video, I actually go over a basic overview of the 1,800-page HEROES Act and where the money would actually be going, whether it be going to local and state governments or to your personal wallet with a second stimulus check. In today's video, I actually want to give you an update on the second stimulus check that is included in the HEROES Act and what it actually entails and what the real details of it are. Now, the HEROES Act is actually planned to be voted on in the House this coming Friday. So at the end of this video, I'll also give you my thoughts on whether or not I think the HEROES Act will pass and whether or not there will be revisions to the HEROES Act. Just as a quick reminder, go down there, hit the subscribe button with the alert bell so you don't miss any future stimulus check updates or stimulus package updates. And be sure to go down below, like this video and comment. It lets me know that you like the video and it lets me know that you guys want more of this kind of content. Okay, so let's get right into these proposed second stimulus checks within the HEROES Act. Now, I'm actually going to be looking at this bill while I talk about it, so that's why I'm looking at the screen, but I'll show you on the screen right now how kind of confusing and wordy these bills can be. All right, so first we're going to be talking about eligibility. So who is going to be eligible for these second stimulus checks if this bill does end up getting passed as is? Basically, it would be anyone that was eligible for the first stimulus check, so anyone eligible that got a check in the CARES Act would be eligible for this one as well. Now, the only people that will not be eligible for this are any non-resident alien individual, any individual that is a dependent, so that includes child dependents, college dependents, and adult dependents. And obviously, an estate or trust is also not an eligible individual. Every other American should be eligible for this second stimulus check in the HEROES Act. Okay, so this new stimulus check is just like the first one. It's going to be a $1,200 check. It's going to be a one-time payment, so you could forget about the monthly recurring checks that you guys have been hearing about with all of these other proposals that have been thrown out there. So in addition to the base $1,200 check, they're actually going to be beefing up the amount of money you're going to be getting for dependents. So unlike the stimulus check in the first CARES Act, this one will actually pay you for your college dependents and adult dependents. So it will not only be children under the age of 17. And for each extra dependent, you'll be getting an extra $1,200 in your check. So let's just take a quick example. Let's say you are a family of 5, you have a husband, wife, and 3 kids. You will be getting $6,000 for your stimulus check because of those 3 extra dependents. So in this HEROES Act for the second stimulus checks will actually be the same income limits as there were for the first stimulus check in the CARES Act. So these income limits are based off of adjusted gross income, and they are the exact same as they were in the CARES Act. So for single filers, that limit is $75,000. For head of household, it's going to be $112,500. And for joint filers, it's going to be $150,000. So those are the upper limits for you to get your maximum $1,200 check. Then for every amount over those limits, so say you're $1,000 over the $75,000 limit, so your income as a single filer, let's say it was $76,000. For every amount over the limit you are, your check will actually be decreased by 5%. So if you're $1,000 over the income limit, your check will be reduced $50. Now for some other good news. If you are a veteran on SSI, SSDI, or a railroad beneficiary, you will be getting this stimulus check as well if this passes in its current form. Now, hopefully by whenever a future stimulus package, maybe this one, is passed, hopefully the IRS will get a good system together to actually get you guys your stimulus checks. Because this first round, it seems like a lot on SSI and SSDI were actually having trouble getting their stimulus checks, and some of you have not gotten them yet. So those are all of the main details of this new second stimulus check in the HEROES Act that you need to know. Now, in my personal opinion, looking at the HEROES Act as a whole, because this is part of the HEROES Act, this act, as it stands today, will probably be passed in the House, but when it gets to the Senate, there will be some roadblocks. I'm assuming that the Senate will end up revising this bill, maybe cutting out some things. Now, I do think they will keep a stimulus check in here. I actually was surprised that the amount was only $1,200 and that it was one time. It shows that the Democratic-led House actually wants this to have a good chance of passing. They don't want a lot of back and forth. They don't want a lot of revisions. So I do think it's good that it is only $1,200 and that it is only a one-time payment. Now, I just wanted to remind all of you that there is still the CARES Act unemployment benefits, the $600 a week that you guys can be taking advantage of if you are unemployed. So if you have not applied to that yet, go on, apply for the unemployment benefits. You'll be getting a decent chunk of change every week. In that case, you won't have to rely on a one-time stimulus payment such as this one or the first one if you haven't gotten it yet to pay your bills. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of this new HEROES Act. I really want to hear your comments and thoughts, and be sure to go subscribe with the alert bells if you aren't already so you don't miss any future update videos. I did just want to quickly mention that I'm revamping my channel page to actually break it out into different series. So over the next few months, I'm going to be creating videos for various series such as credit cards, investing, and lifestyle finance. So go check that out. Be on the lookout for more updates. Have a good one.